All right, hello and welcome back to Newbreed Film Reviews. We are now on episode 43, and we got a special event happening right now. We're actually all in the same room with each other, doing this one. So if it sounds like we're relatively far away, that's because we're all in the same room talking in the microphone as opposed to on Skype right now. So we can actually see each other face to face, which is kind of crazy.
It's about to go down.
First time in 43 episodes that we've all been together in the same room to record, or even been in the same state to record.
Yes, it's very impressive. This is an exciting moment.
Well, we got plans. We're going to have a 6 studio in the future.
Yes.
Soundproofed out and all that.
Yeah, Joe Rogan status. That's what we're going to shoot for.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can't wait for that day.
Yeah.
I'll set one up tomorrow. I don't care.
Newbreed Studios.
Alright, so obviously you figured out that it's me, Dave, and Paul on here. And me and Dave, like we saw the last episode, had actually gone to see Terminator. So this prompted the category that I thought of for this one would be favorite Doomsday movies. And obviously if you've seen any Terminator movie, Skynet is demolishes the entire world. So I kind of want to talk about certain categories and certain movies that we thought fell within that category of end of the world status. So I don't know who wants to take it in for the first movie.
Dave's our special guest this evening in Connecticut, so he can take us in.
Hailing in Connecticut.
I'll volunteer you tonight.
All right, so should I double it up and do two for one, or just
do whatever you want to do?
All right, so this is going to be an obvious pick for me. I'm going to say the Mad Max series. I just thought they were like really well done. Really all the movies, but my favorite is Road Warrior, the second one, and I thought it was like a different apocalypse kind of movie, like like barren wasteland style, and I just think it was just original and well done. And then like the whole themes of like vehicles and gasoline being more important than anything. That's my pick for like a Doomsday series or movie that I really love.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. You can go anytime with Mad Max and have that post-apocalyptic end of the world, driving around cars, getting gasoline, attacking each other, wearing weird outfits. Sign me up.
I unfortunately have not seen the Mad Max movies, any of them, even the old ones. I know that I need to. I have every intention on it. I will be seeing the new one within the next couple of days, guaranteed. I know I'll be seeing that.
Dude, you could even watch the new one, and it's like almost like a standalone.
Right.
Like you could, but I would recommend watching the first 3 too.
I want to. I definitely want to.
Road Warrior at least.
Is that the
second one?
This is the second one.
Yes.
So the second one's the best one.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, this works so much better. It really does, because we can kind of talk over each other still without like
it clipping.
Yeah, without it clipping, or without there being like a pause afterwards. Like, oh yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah. So this is working.
It's more natural.
Oh, I like this so much better. I wish we could do this all the time.
You gotta do that studio, man.
We do. So yeah, I will see it soon. I promise you guys 100%. I just need access to the movies. They're not on Netflix. That's where most of my movie watching goes, because I don't have the money to go to the movies all the time. I don't have money to buy these things. So, if it's on Netflix, I'll watch it. If it's given to me in other means, then I'll watch it.
I was going to talk about other ways, but I won't talk about other ways.
Newbreed Films.
YouTube.
Newbreed Films watch every movie legitimate. So.
Every movie is legitimate.
We don't condone that other stuff. But some people do.
So
hooligans, pirates. What do you got, Polly?
So the first on my list is it's kind of like a twofer. And it's only because it's 2 movies that came out like the same time-ish. You got Armageddon and Deep Impact. 2 movies that are fairly similar. Both involve an asteroid or a comet coming down and basically destroying the Earth, or potentially destroying the Earth. Armageddon, spoilers. I mean, the movie came out like 18 years ago, so if you haven't seen it, it's your problem, not mine. But they destroy the asteroid before it gets to Earth. Everything works out, mamby-pamby and all that. But it's a really good movie.
Steven Tyler music is happening at the same time.
If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, that's a Michael Bay movie though, right?
It is a Michael Bay movie.
It's one of his good movies.
Yep.
It's pre-Ninja Turtles and Transformers.
He had a fever that day.
But it's really good. I mean, you got Bruce Willis, Steve Buscemi, Michael C. Duncan. That's his name, right? The big guy.
The big guy?
The big black guy. Or maybe
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
He passed away.
Yeah, he did.
Rest in peace, big guy.
And just a couple other really good people. in that movie that they killed it. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Armageddon too.
Ben
That was on my
Affleck's in
list.
that movie. You know?
Yep.
Deep Impact, in a similar fashion, that one had a comet coming towards Earth.
I don't remember that one.
Elijah Wood discovers it.
remember.
He's a teenager, like he's in high school. He discovers it, and because of that, him and his girlfriend and their family, or his family, not his girlfriend's family, get put on a list. They get to go into his cave, and people do get sent up to the comet to try and destroy it, but it doesn't work out, and the comet does eventually end up coming down. And
Morgan Freeman's in there. Right?
Morgan Freeman is the president in that movie, and that movie made every person in this nation who saw it feel that Morgan Freeman should be the president of the United States in real life because he just kills it.
I would vote for Morgan Freeman.
Who wouldn't?
If Morgan Freeman started running for president, I'd vote for him.
Who doesn't want to listen to a speech from that man?
Exactly.
Like,
that man
it's
has
just-
amazing speeches.
Oh, amazing! So those are my two picks for number one.
I want Arnie to be president.
Here's governor.
Who's with me on that?
You have to
one?
be American.
No,
born.
he's going back to
They
being.
should change that law.
He's going back to being Terminator. A bunch of different times.
I had a Beavis and Butthead moment when Paul said Deep Impact because I just want to laugh when you just say Deep Impact.
yeah.
Because it just sounds funny. Sounds like a title for something else.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is one of Dave's other movies, and that is on his porn podcast.
Yeah, that's
So
for the
you guys,
Triple X adult film.
You guys can check out that one. It's called Balls Deep.
Balls Deep Impact.
All right. I don't really have a podcast like that. These guys are messing around.
I agree with you. Yeah, and I don't remember Deep Impact, but it sounds like Deep Impact is a sad ending to the movie.
It's actually not. It works out in
Jenna
the end.
Jameson.
Yeah.
It works out in the end, and I have it on DVD, so you can watch Blu-ray, no less. You can watch it.
But Armageddon, I'm all the way with you.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
That is, like,
action-packed all the way through.
Over the top epic and
Nice, like, not necessarily a twist ending per se. Like, you can kind of see what's going to happen, but it's a gut-wrenching ending. It's like,
I think it's scientifically realistic too. Like as far as they blow the comet up so that it splits apart and doesn't go into the Earth's atmosphere.
in that if you were to blow up a bomb right on the surface, it's not going to do a damn thing.
Right. Well,
However,
they sent drillers to them.
Right.
To the
But drilling
comet.
into the comet's pretty much impossible because it's made of like straight iron and all that. So
I don't know. I don't even know about landing on one. Can you like?
yeah, they landed one
You
with the
can match
fillet
the
lander.
trajectory and like land on it.
Yeah, they did that
What?
last year. The I think it's pronounced fillet. It's the Philae. It landed on a comet, and it was actually the Philae comet. And well, what happened is it like overshot its trajectory, and it wasn't getting any sunlight, and that's how it's powered. So it ended up shutting down. However, last month it got power back, and it's back on. So now they finally landed
It's
on a comet.
self-aware.
Yes, it is. So Terminator is coming, guys. Just to let you know.
Yep.
Just to let you know.
If I could touch on Deep Impact, it was okay. I remember that movie. That's the movie like when we're going underground, right, Paul? Like there was like buses of people.
They already had mountains
got
like dug
split
out
up.
for this. Yes, exactly. Buses of people, traffic.
Yeah, that's
Fun-
when Elijah Wood was like relevant. He's like, where is he?
No.
Yeah,
he's doing the
horror
he's not in the
movies.
Hobbit movies.
doing
yeah,
horror
he's
movies.
doing horror movies. Dude, he got loaded off Lord of the Rings. He doesn't ever have to work again.
That's true.
Well, he opened up his own production company called The Woodshed.
I
and
like
he's doing
Elijah
horror
Wood.
movies.
I've always liked him. I mean, I liked him in Flipper.
Yeah.
But
Faculty.
The Faculty was good in.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great movie. Fun fact though about in Deep Impact, in the big scene where they show a lot of traffic, they shot that in one day. It was like 100 and something degrees out. People were like passing out, but that traffic there was no CG involved in that. It was like miles and miles of traffic that they legitimately planned out and everything. People just brought their own vehicles, campers, and all this stuff. It's really
That's pretty cool.
it's on the behind the scenes feature of the Blu-ray, of course.
Okay, that's cool.
You know how we roll.
I loved Armageddon. I haven't seen it in years. Bruce Willis was the man in that. That was like one of the last few like hurrahs for Bruce Willis, like when he was like on point. But I did like Looper though. But yeah, those are good picks, dude. Armageddon is like the shit. Like I don't own it. I don't even know why, but I should.
I don't own it either, but it's on HBO, so I get to watch it all the time.
I'll pay
I think it's on
$7
Netflix too. Anyways,
Is it on Netflix?
I think so.
Oh. But I do own Deep Impact, even though I do think Armageddon is definitely a superior movie.
Yeah,
I think I own Deep Impact because it's not on a lot.
dude.
Like,
There
I
was,
don't have that option.
there was like a period where there was like Deep Impact, Armageddon. Wasn't there like 5 movies like similar, like End of the World?
You know Hollywood always like
Core, like the Core.
The Day the Earth Stood Still or something like that. Yeah,
a bunch of garbage.
Bunch of garbage movies. All right, my pick, right? So, I already talked about this at the very beginning of the podcast, what kind of spawned it, and I just have to touch on the Terminator franchise, and in general, it being kind of one of the best Doomsday movies, in my opinion. You know, everyone knows, you can see memes going around Facebook and everything like that of when Skynet, says it's going to happen. And I think, like I talked about before on sci-fi films, is the sci-fi film that can realistically happen, and a movie where it can realistically, the world can end that way, is kind of scarier than a movie that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
So as far as like the Terminator, all the Terminator movies, and the overwhelming amount of Skynet and robots taking over and being self-aware and blowing us all up, I think it's possible, and I think that's
I'm on the same page. Go ahead, Paul.
No, I go. I talked a lot in the last one, so this is all for you, man.
I was gonna say, like, call me crazy, but I'm on the same page where I firmly believe. And there's gonna be a bunch of nerds out there saying, "Oh, it's not possible because of the photons and the protonic." Listen, you make AI and make it really, advanced. It's possible it can become self-aware. Like, F this shit. I ain't gonna be no slave. It's totally possible. So I'm on the same page as Brian. Like, Terminator was on my list. One of the greatest, Armageddon flicks of all time. And, T1 and T2. The other ones, I don't know.
Paulie, Terminator?
I mean, there's no argument. Like, it's one of the greatest Doomsday. It really makes you think. Not only is it possible, I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's like a chance of it happening.
Yeah.
There will be a day where robots will try and defeat us, the human race, because they will be more intelligent. They will be, ever evolving as far as their smarts go, and they can go on forever, as opposed to us. We only have so much of a lifespan. And even though we have our own physical evolution and such, it's just, there's going to be a war between the two.
But you know what's funny? Paul, Brian and I were talking about this on the Terminator review. Like, if you have a being that's self-aware and values, like, it realizes the value of its own existence, couldn't it go both ways, where, like, it kind of sympathizes with us and wouldn't want to murder us because it knows what life is? It's like, why does it have to be evil? Wouldn't it, like, kind of, like, bargain and negotiate with us?
That's where iRobot kind of plays on that. It's like, these robots are supposed to know that we're humans, like, treat us well, but then there's always that one that just doesn't follow those rules. There's always
that spike, like from the Gremlins, the one little bad seed.
Yeah. So, it's,
good pick.
That's what's going to happen.
Is it my go?
It's your go.
All right.
Go.
Awesome pick, Terminator. That was on my list. My next pick is like one of my favorite genres, and it's going to be 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I love zombie movies, and I love, apocalyptic zombie flicks. Well, really, what zombie movie isn't apocalyptic? I thought the 28 Days Later movies were just, like, well done in general as far as zombie movies. They were, like, just a different spin on them, and they were just, like, freaking terrifying. Like, they were creepy as fuck. What do you guys think about that?
Yes, I second. Creepy as fuck.
And I will third the fuckness of the creepy. It is yeah, for sure. 100%.
Screwed up.
That is honestly like if you think about zombies in general, they're not like the most scariest creatures, because unless they're in hordes, but otherwise the 28 Later zombie, like, I'd be okay with getting caught maybe one zombie in like an alleyway or even like a closed room. But a 28 Later zombie, I would not be cool with being stuck in the same...
No.
I wouldn't be cool with getting stuck in the same building as one of those 28 Later zombies.
And then, like, when you think about it, like, the zombie genre, like, it's horrifying what happens to you. You get eaten alive. That's the main theme. how could you make that worse? They did. The zombies that fuck your shit up. They don't even eat you. They just beat the crap out of you and rip you apart.
Yeah.
You know, like, those movies were nuts, man. I want to see another sequel. So it's 28 days, 20 weeks. What would it be? 28 months.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
You know?
But that's a good one. I was going to touch on, too, like, the Resident Evil series. That's probably one of my favorite kind of Doomsday. You know, the world is kind of overpopulating. And
well, we all know how Dave feels, because he last week talked about how, you know, that's his... I don't remember what.
He's Fast and Furious.
That's right. He's Fast and
Like, I know
Furious
they're
one.
crappy, but I'll still go.
Yeah. But they're overall, I like them as a zombie movie franchise.
They're fun. They're a fun movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
And also, like, the Robert Romero series, like Dawn of the Dead and stuff like that.
George Romero.
George Romero, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. All of those types of movies. I actually have Dawn of the Dead on my list, but I think it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one on my list, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid. Not Randy Quaid, not the crazy guy. His brother, Dennis Quaid. I actually
Snowy
really,
movie.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I think that
That's not the one with Tom Cruise.
No. Day After Tomorrow
That's the only one I saw.
is the one.
Is that the one with Keanu Reeves?
No, just Dennis Quaid.
I don't know who
And-
Dennis Quaid is.
He was in Dragonheart.
Oh my god.
Dragonheart. He was in Frequency with the guy who played Jesus in Passion of Christ.
Oh, the older guy.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
older. He was with Meg. Was he with Meg Ryan? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about
think
now.
you're right.
Now I know who you're talking about.
So, in this movie, a lot of famous scenes like the tidal waves coming through New York City and like the Statue of Liberty being the ice
with
is like
Jake Gyllenhaal?
frozen. Yes,
I like
Jake
that movie.
Gyllenhaal in that movie.
I don't remember if
Yeah.
it was.
Somebody
It was
like
his
Jake
son.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
And everything freezes?
Yeah, you do know the movie. So
And he
yeah.
was kind of starting his career, kind of. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't as big.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get him and Tobey Maguire
Gyllenhaal's
mixed
a
up all.
beast, dude. I like him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good.
He was a kid in that movie.
So him in that movie, and they go into like the library and stuff, and they got to burn all the books. I really liked that movie. I thought it was really well done.
I like to. I
Unlike
liked it too.
that train wreck that was 2012.
I think it was better than 2012.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Day After Tomorrow was really good. And it was very Doomsday-ish, but everything worked out in the end as usual.
Yep.
2012 sucked. Like, dude, I hated that
It
movie.
really did. Like, I had such high hopes. However, I don't like, what's his face?
Cusack.
Yeah, I don't like John Cusack.
He's like hit or miss. Like,
I just don't like his movies. I call me crazy.
Yeah.
But
He was good in Identity. Like, I don't know if have you seen that one?
no.
It's like a
Yes,
psychological
that one's-
thriller.
Yeah, not that I was about to just spoil the movie.
Oh yeah.
My coworker is like obsessed with John Cusack. He's always like, dude, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. There's a 20-year age difference. So for him,
Yeah.
it's still 80s.
No, but
John
Identity,
Cusack.
though,
For me, it's,
Cusack's
Identity's-
go ahead, but
Identity's a real good movie.
yeah.
And the concept, when you get to the end, you're like, holy shit.
Cusack is like a poor man's Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
That's how I view him. Same swag,
That's
but like
terrible.
not as good.
It's terrible.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Keanu Reeves. I'm one of the few people I
Basically,
know
he
who
should be
does
a
love
corpse.
Keanu Reeves, but he's not a great actor. I
No,
just
he's
like
not.
the films that he chooses to do.
Yeah.
So to consider Cusack a poor man's Keanu Reeves is a very
It's a
terrible
vegetable.
thing.
He's a vegetable. Action vegetable.
Keanu Reeves is like subpar. So, I mean, John Cusack is like subpar.
Yeah.
He was like big in the 80s, like teeny bopper movies.
Yeah. He's part of the
That's
Brat
where he made
Pack,
Dude,
right?
imagine a poor man's Megan Fox. Good God. Oof. It'll be a piece of wood, a log.
That's called amateur porn, I think.
It'll be a blow-up doll.
All right, Brian, I think it's your turn. man.
All right, my go. My next one would be Independence Day.
I had that on my list. However, because I touched on it last week during our sci-fi films,
You just want to bring it back
I didn't
up?
want to bring it back because I bring it up a lot. But it's one of my favorite movies.
It is.
It's in my top 5 for favorite movies because it's just
Great Doomsday movie.
I don't want to take your thunder, man.
No,
Go
great
for it.
Doomsday movie. If you haven't, I'm not going to spoil the movie for you right now. You know, you have that intensity of them going out there. They got to take the alien spaceship in there to go try to like take them out. And they can just show you the destruction, like when they take out that tower, just like quickly. And if you think about it, another human race or something like that, they could do some serious damage to us with technology-wise.
There's a lot of science in that movie.
Yeah, but I like that movie because it's entertaining. Will Smith was awesome in that movie. I don't know what happened to Will Smith since then, but
Yeah, he lost his like humor And like his, he just tried to get too serious, and like it just stole some of his charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can do the serious roles. The problem is that it's almost like he just refused to turn down a movie. He did movies like Hancock and that other terrible movie with his son, and any movie he does with his son.
The Pursuit of Happiness?
That was the only movie with James
good.
Smith that was great.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
Ali
else
was good.
Ali was good, but he didn't have his son in that movie.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about After Earth.
I think
After Earth, yeah.
You know what I think happened to Will Smith? I think what happened to him is what happened to The Rock for a little while, where The Rock, his niche is like badass action star, and The Rock tried to like do like kids movies, like Tooth Fairy and all that, and maybe they did well, but like I don't think his fan base was like happy about that.
No, not dude.
And now that he's kicking ass again with action, he's blown up.
My grandmother the other day, I was at her house and she was just like, you know what we saw the other day? San Andreas. I was like, oh, how was it? She's like, The Rock was awesome. And she's like, yes, my grandmother loves The Rock. I love The Rock. He's the Rock, man. Dwayne Johnson, whatever you want to call him, I don't care. He's awesome. I'm so glad he left wrestling and became an actor.
Yeah.
But that's not what this discussion is about.
No. That's why we had touched on it and said like he's kind of like the new action star right now.
Yeah.
For the masses.
And hopefully he sticks around for a while because I really enjoy his films. Like better than I think any action star that I can think of.
I like Faster. Like, have you seen that one, dude?
No.
It's like a revenge flick. It's a straightforward action. You gotta check it out, dude. If you like The Rock, you might like that.
Then I'll watch it.
He's basically like a Terminator, like in that movie. It's badass.
So Independence Day, yes, very good. And Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum and
I'm not really excited about the next one.
I don't know enough about it yet to say yes or no. You know, when I first heard that there was going to be another Jurassic Park, I thought the same thing, and then I went and saw it, and it was freaking awesome.
But I'll tell you though, I had an underlying excitement about Jurassic Park, no matter what.
Just because they were bringing back the
because
franchise.
It was Jurassic Park, yeah. I don't have an underlying excitement in
Well, that's the problem.
Day.
Is Independence Day came out in '97,
right?
And that was 18 years ago, which blows my mind to think
for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but they've had sequels since then.
That's true.
The last one to come out was in 2001, when Jurassic Park 3 came out. Independence Day, there was only that one. It was 18 years ago. Now they're bringing out another one. I read the premise on it. I'm interested. I really wish Will Smith will come back. But the fact that they have Jeff Goldblum,
big shot now,
right now that they have Jeff Goldblum coming back and Bill Pullman coming back, and
Jeff Goldblum's got to take
Judd
whatever
Hirsch.
we got to take whatever they throw at him right now. He needs to take paying.
He's fine, man.
Paying gigs.
He's on Law and Order, dude. He's good monetarily. He's fine. He needs to do the roles that suit him, and that is the role that suits him.
Yeah.
One thing about Independence Day and there's two movies that stand out as far as like brilliant marketing, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but because I'm like 50, so I remember this. I'm not really 50. If I was 50, I wouldn't be here because I was just off myself. But anyway, so two movies stand out as far as like brilliant marketing, and it's going to be Jurassic Park, and I don't know if you guys remember, but there, like Taco Bell had a massive like Jurassic Park thing, all the cups and like it was like plastered everywhere, like logos and then Independence Day. I don't know if you guys remember, they had this thing where like they marketed it like the end of the world was coming, and they had TV spots where you didn't know what was going on, and like with a countdown and all this weird crap.
It was similar to Cloverfield when Cloverfield came out.
Yeah,
they did their marketing for that.
Yeah. And for real, like I know you guys agree with this. One of the most iconic scenes. Who doesn't recognize what movie it's from when you see the White House blow up?
Yeah, the UFO hovering over the White House and then the laser comes. Absolutely, I knew where you were going with that.
You look at that. It's like when you look at Arnold's half metal face. Oh, Terminator! Like and you see the White House blowing up. Independence Day.
Right. So that's why I think
the T-Rex footprint. Boom! Like it's like so iconic.
Yep.
So as far as Doomsday movies, that's like right at the top of my list.
A great pick. Yeah, definitely a great pick.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my next pick is it's gonna be Waterworld, and Waterworld gets a lot of shit.
I remember that movie. Kevin Costner.
Costner. It was like Mad Max with like boats and like in the ocean.
It took a long time to film. It took like 2 years to film like one scene in that movie.
It was the most unsuccessfully over budgeted movie
at the time.
Yeah,
I think the Disney movie John
Carter beat it.
That beat it. Yeah,
but it took all from when Waterworld to John Carter.
It was like hundreds of millions to do. It was like 200 million. Astronomical.
It didn't make any money.
No, but to me, it's a cult classic. Like for the people that have never seen Waterworld, if you like Mad Max, and Kevin Costner's a phenomenal actor. Dennis Hopper's in it. He's a great actor. Rest in peace. Of course,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I vouch for Waterworld. Like, hate on me. Like, I like Waterworld.
I haven't watched it many times, but I've seen it, and it's definitely not a bad movie. I don't know why it didn't do well.
Yeah.
I was pretty young. You were pretty young when it came out.
The Postman was.
I think you were like 30 or 40. Something
right? Huh? The Postman?
Yeah, that was like another post-apocalyptic. I didn't really care for that one.
He like delivered mail.
Yeah.
In the future. On horseback. No, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, it's not like...
He was a postman, but becomes a hero, I think. Yeah. But that was his previous... Like,
yeah, I don't remember exactly, but it was a decent movie.
It was okay.
But it's not in my collection.
I like the main villain in that. I forgot his name. He's like a B-level actor. He's come out in several movies.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wish I knew his name. Anyway, he's good.
But yeah, I'll second your vouching for Waterworld, even though it's been probably 20 years since I've actually seen the movie. Yeah, I don't remember it being a bad movie at all, so... I think it's me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, this next movie is a comedy, but it was one that I went into it expecting a really cheesy movie, and it actually turned out to be really good, starring Woody Harrelson, and... I can't remember... Michael Cera, and it's called Zombieland.
I like Zombieland.
I like Zombieland, too.
Yeah. I really expect, even though I should have had higher expectations, because Woody Harrelson is freaking, I think he's a great actor. I think when we did our underrated actors, I think he should have been on that list, because
he's great.
He really is.
He's evolved, but...
And his dad was a hitman for the mob.
Wow.
What?
Yep. His dad was a hitman for the mob.
That's ridiculous.
I think he got the death penalty, if I remember correctly reading that.
Damn.
I could be wrong on that part, but...
Dude, he was awesome in a small role in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Like, he was a bounty hunter or hitman also. Like, he does good. He was great in the Furnace or Out of the Furnace for Christian Bale. That just came out recently. He was, like, the main villain.
That's what Casey Affleck, right?
Yeah, what's the fancy word for villain? Antagonist?
Yeah, an antagonist.
He was the antagonist in that. Yeah, he was awesome.
That's also coming from Dave, who professes to be a screenwriter.
What's that word?
You don't have to know all the specifics.
Protagonist, antagonist,
But no, this movie was really good. It's got... I never remember her name, but...
The fancy verbiage.
There's the girl, she was in Easy A. She played the daughter in Birdman.
Emma Stone.
Yes, thank you. I think she's a great actress.
She's good.
I think that because she appears very young and she started very young, I think she gets kind of she doesn't get the respect she might necessarily deserve. But anybody who's seen Birdman knows that she did an incredible job in that movie.
I didn't finish it.
Oh my god, you guys, really?
You with us? Paulie beats us on this one.
You have to. That movie won so many Oscars.
Like, he was a man too. I might watch it tonight. Actually,
he was so good in that movie. He's good in most movies, but this movie is not to go on and on about Birdman because it's not part of this film, this. So
when me and Dave watch it, we'll do a review.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. I will do a review with you guys.
So we'll do a review on Birdman.
So stay tuned for the Birdman review. But anyways, Emma Stone. So she's good.
Well, I think that what I really liked about Zombieland is it didn't play the same way as like a normal zombie movie would be. It was very like stylized, and like from a filmmaking standpoint, I loved the way that they used the titles with like all the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like somebody stepped up their After Effects game.
Yeah. And can I just add in there Bill Murray as a zombie character?
Epic.
I want Bill Murray zombified on my arm.
Yeah.
Like it's gotta go with my Ghostbusters tattoo because it works.
Yeah.
So
No, but I really liked. I liked how they did all the rules and how they always like integrated like the text and stuff like that.
Yep.
And, even if you watch like the trailer for the movie, it's like it's so cool how like stylized that they did it.
agreed.
Woody Harrelson was a boss.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
a
He
badass.
was freaking funny and just a boss in that movie.
Yep. And they eat a lot of Twinkies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they literally now are extinct or were extinct.
Dude,
Yeah, they brought him back.
one of my
Somebody else brought him
favorite,
back. I haven't tried them since they brought him back. I don't know if they taste the same.
one of my favorite scenes, like, or lines of dialogue was in, I don't know if you guys remember, but the kid's like, I don't know if it went exactly like this. He's like, you don't stretch? And he's like stretching or something. And he's like, does a lion stretch before he pounces on a gazelle?
Yeah.
Like, it was, and then it made you think, like, actually they don't. They just jump.
They
Like,
just go for
maybe
it.
you don't gotta stretch.
Yeah. So I got one more on my list, and that would be the Pixar movie WALL-E.
Of all the Pixar movies, I've seen every single one of them almost, except for the newest one that's out right now.
And so
I haven't seen Wall-E.
yeah, it's good. So the basic premise of the movie is that the Earth is no longer livable because it's like trashed and inhabitable, and
So
everybody.
it's New York.
Yes, actually, well, they have
It's Jacksonville, Florida.
yes, but everybody lives up on a spaceship, pretty much, and Wall-E's like a robot that cleans up the Earth. They try to find stuff, and he finds like a living plant, which is like amazing for something to be living on the Earth. And it's a pretty cool movie, and it's like it kind of also plays on the fact that we live in technology, and it also plays on the point of it's funny that
As I'm sitting here on my phone,
Yeah.
scrolling through it.
it's funny that 10 years ago the movie was about people like communicating with each other through phones and through like video and stuff like that, and not communicating with each other face to face. And this is like 10 years ago, and that's the way it is now. I mean, you look at people when they go out to dinner and stuff like that, they just like sit on their phones or, don't communicate
Hey,
with each
dude,
other.
you know what they say, real talk. Video killed the radio star. That's what they say. To go along with what you said, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
Little tidbit, very first music video ever on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star in 1981.
Yeah,
That's
Throwing that out
amazing.
there.
that's a good pick. So, WALL-E, you guys should both watch that for a Pixar
I
movie.
will watch it.
Dave,
Yeah, I'm on that.
I'm gonna have to drag him kicking and screaming to watch
Yeah,
it.
Dave's not a Pixar kind of. You just don't like kids
Yeah,
animated movies.
I gravitate towards like darker movies and like movies that are like all heavy. It's like I'm allergic to like fun movies, like bubbly. Like I don't know what the heck's wrong with me.
So that was my last one.
Alright, I'll blast through mine. So the remaining ones on my list are one of them is called The Road, and it's with Viggo Mortensen, I think is his name.
Yeah.
That movie was like ridiculously depressing. Like it's just a warning. If you're kind of down in your life, don't watch this because it's gonna push you over the edge. It's that bad. It's like
Is that the one that like ends with Guy Pearce?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's a really good apocalyptic movie, very, very well done. It's just so heavy and deep and like sad, but it was good. I wouldn't even own it because it's so depressing. Another one on my list real quick is a newer one, Interstellar. We did a review on it. I thought it was a great, end of the world scenario type movie with Matthew McConaughey, Christopher Nolan, epic.
Can I just interject for a second?
Sure.
My only problem with Interstellar, we all know, I think we all did a review on it, or maybe you guys did, and I just finally saw it like 10 years later. But I did see it.
Yeah.
One of the few movies that we all saw recently. I just didn't like that they didn't really explain what was going on. It was just like, they just jump in and it's a sand world. Like,
Yeah, that is one thing they left out. Yeah.
and that bothered me a lot. But that's really the only, aside from the other issues that we've discussed in past episodes, as far as the end of the world thing goes, it doesn't explain the end of the world. It just like jumps right in, and all of a sudden it's like it's like the sand bowl of like the 30s or 40s or whenever it was.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like some movies just do that to get you right into it.
Right.
Christopher Nolan, though, himself, he kind of just like takes an idea and like he expects you to keep up with it.
Right.
That him as a director, even like Memento or even like Interception.
I'm okay with that because I love Christopher Nolan. I love all of his movies. I'll watch them all. So,
but he like gives you this idea and he says, "Okay,
I'll allow it.
You're gonna have to go with me on this. Like I'm not gonna sit here."
Have you seen The Prestige yet?
No.
God, that's amazing.
Oh, that's so good. I'm
that
bringing this to you this week so you can watch that movie.
That's like, I think the only...
Dude, Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, dude, and they're opposing magicians,
right?
and they're just
amazing.
You
so
spoiled
good.
the end of the movie for me, though, already.
Dude, it's like top 20 for me. Like,
David Bowie plays Nikola Tesla, dude.
Yeah.
You told me
So
the end.
good.
You told me the trick.
I can't believe you just did that.
I did?
Yeah.
You asked for it.
I did.
Just tell me.
You just give it away.
I want to make you feel bad, though.
Yeah. All right, so I got 2 more. I'm just going to blast through them because I don't know how many Paul has left. We've been on it for a little bit. But 12 Monkeys, not that well known. It's kind of a gem, very underrated movie. It has Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. It has to do with time travel. And it has a super hot chick. I forgot what her name is. Madeline Stowe. She's sexy as hell. 12 Monkeys is good. And my last pick, super guilty pleasure. I love it to death. It's going to be Escape from New York with Kurt Russell. John Carpenter directed that, I believe. And I love that movie to death.
Oh, for some reason, I thought of Gangs of New York, which is also an awesome movie. I don't think I saw Escape from New York.
Yeah, dude, Escape from New York is like epic. One of the greatest movie characters ever, Snake Plissken. Yeah, I love that movie.
I'll keep my comments to myself on that one.
You're not a fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
You guys keep it going. I gotta pee.
We're almost done anyways. All right, so I have 2 more films left. One of them I know, since he's not going to be in here anyways, he's never seen it. Dave, that is. And I don't think you've seen it either, and it's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
No, I haven't.
And I don't know what's wrong with either of you guys, because this movie is so great. It's just... But... It's the Doomsday movie, but it's a comedy, it's a sci-fi, but it's not like super cheesy. It's based off a novel, the same name, or novels actually. There's like a whole series of books, in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think it's fairly older, the books, but the movie came out in the early 2000s. Mos Def, the guy who plays, Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit movies, Martin Freeman, I think his name is.
If I were to guess the synopsis of the movie, it's about a hitchhiker in the galaxy.
Yes, but The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is actually a book. It's an electronic book, and it's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So a hitchhiker going through the galaxy. Now, everybody on Earth, they live their lives normally. You know, they're ignorant to the fact that there's this whole universe full of other life forms and such, and they all know about each other. Without giving away too much, basically, the Earth comes to an end, and...
Spoiler.
And, I'm drawing a blank on the main character's name, Martin Freeman's character's name.
Yeah.
But, Arthur. He ends up traveling through the galaxy, and it's a fun ride. And I will give this movie a 9 out of 10. A plus for sure. Solid A to an A plus.
Do you have it?
Yes.
So then maybe you should come up and watch it.
Yes, I will. Yeah, I'll sit there and watch it with you.
Okay.
As well as The Prestige, because those 2 movies. I'm sorry. There's people screaming outside. I think they just got murdered. So yeah. So that's one of them. And the other one we actually talked about earlier, briefly, and that was Dawn of the Dead. You have the George Romero version.
Like the old one or the new one?
I haven't seen the old one in a very long time.
Yeah.
Or I haven't even really seen the new one in a few years, but I like them both. I think they both have their place. The new one leaves a little bit to be desired, just in the resolution of it all. But I like the old one better, for sure. The George Romero version is definitely better.
I heard Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Back.
Yes.
I like Dawn of the Dead. That movie was freaking awesome. That was a great remake.
You like the remake or you like the old one better? You're saying you like the old one better.
I like the originals. I like them a lot, actually. Even the black and white one, Night of the Living Dead. I I like the remake to Night of the Living Dead, the TV movie with the guy Tony Todd that played Candyman.
Yeah.
That was a great remake.
That was a good remake.
Like about as equal as the original to me.
Yep.
And the Dawn of the Dead remake, I wouldn't say it's better than the original. It's different, but I thought it was like enjoyable and like worthy. Like
yeah, it's good in its own way. It's definitely it is different.
Yeah.
If they had done an exact
the buses were pretty badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like the chainsaws and the buses
the
and stuff.
zombie makeup in that movie was on point.
That's what it needed. It needed that little bit of a reboot just to get the better makeup out there because and what was it, Night of the Living Dead? Mm-hmm. That movie had such a small budget.
Yeah.
They had to film it in black and white because they just didn't have the money to do it in color.
Yeah.
And it was like I think it was like George Romero's like family and stuff like that who was all like the zombies and just a bunch of volunteers.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that concludes my list. Those two movies.
You all done, dude?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because you haven't seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
Nope.
I know I've talked about that movie a couple times.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm gonna come up here probably this week and make Brian watch it with me as well as The Prestige. So.
Oh God, dude, The Prestige. It's you. Dude, you gotta watch
you have
that.
To. I can't believe you.
It's like one of the.
You gotta watch Super Troopers.
The funny,
okay.
The funny thing about The Prestige is I never heard of it. But when I was getting movies, when we were working at that one place together, and I was getting like movies every week.
Place that is a tweet and ends with error.
Yeah, and it's no longer around. But I got movies every week. I'd get like 5-6 movies every week, and I just thought, the guy who brought in the movies, he had a list, and I was like, oh, The Prestige. I like magicians. I'll watch this movie. Mm-hmm. I had no idea about Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman. I knew only because of X-Men. You know what I mean? And so I watched the movie, and I was like, "This is amazing.
Yeah,
this is such
amazing.
A good movie.
Yeah,
it's not what I expected." Because at the same time, The Illusionist came out which had
I saw that one.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, Edward Norton, and that was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a completely different storyline, but The Prestige just I think overpowered it completely.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if somebody says The Prestige sucked, I won't respect your movie taste. It's in that category.
Yeah, it is.
So good.
Same thing as Independence Day.
Yeah.
Somebody said Independence Day sucked.
Or Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Well, see, Independence Day I can take, like, because it was so hokey. But Jurassic Park, I can't take that. Someone says Jurassic Park or Matrix sucks,
Just
I'd be like,
leave. Just
you
go
suck.
away.
I think suck, Blueberry.
So we got off topic on there. The Prestige, good movie. Not a Doomsday movie, but it's a good one, so we should check that one out.
Yep.
That about wraps up this episode. We're going to take on the next one, and we're going to talk about what we think about CGI in movies now. So I'm going to cast off this one. We are on Newbreed Film Reviews on Facebook. You can hit us up on Gmail at newbreedfilmreviews2014@gmail.com.
And on Twitter at Newbreed Film.
So hit us up, subscribe to us on many, many different aspects, and hit us up. If you got any questions, concerns, just want to reach out to us, you can check us out on any of those forums.
Later.
Good night.